Fox 45 News is following your tax dollars on the national and local levels. You're taking a live look from Washington, D.C. on the left side of your screen, where the House just voted to pass the debt limit deal. That bill now goes on to the full Senate. We'll have a live report coming up at 10:20.
And on the right side of your screen, a live look at Baltimore City Hall, where council members are questioning Department of Public Works leaders during tonight's budget hearing.
Now, this is one of several budget hearings the council is holding this week. Mackenzie Frost has a closer look at what we're learning about how Baltimore's American Rescue Plan dollars are being spent and why some council members aren't happy with the answers.
Our team coverage, though, begins with tonight's DPW hearing. The department has faced some tough criticism from the council this year. Fox 45's Jeff Abel following the hearing. Jeff?
That's right. City council members have spent the past 4 hours here at City Hall. They are still going at it, digging through the proposed budget of the Department of Public Works, some of them pointing to misplaced funds and misguided projects. The proposed budget calls for significant pay raises for executives at DPW, raising salaries for the top 50 employees to more than $100,000 apiece. Councilman Yitzy Schleifer complained of a lopsided pay scale.
I have not seen an agency that has a bigger pay scale difference than DPW. The people who have cushy positions next door to here, who are sitting in beautiful offices with air conditioning, they're getting paid very well. And the employees who are out there are not.
We have 2,800 positions. We have 58 positions that are paid $100K or more. That's well below the industry standard in a public works department. I consider this, because we don't pay a good wage, is why we have so many vacancies.
Also at the hearing, Councilman Yitzy Schleifer criticized DPW for failing to resume that recycling program on a weekly basis. It's been 3 years now. He blamed the director for a failed recycling program.
Recycling levels have dropped significantly since 2017. That's not because there's less of an interest in recycling. There's more of an interest in recycling in this city. But it's because of the decision that you guys have made.
As for the department director, he now says recycling will be resuming, or expected to resume, in the first of 2024. The exact date still unknown. We're live at City Hall. Jeff Abel, Fox 45 News.
Jeff, thank you. Council President Nick Mosby asked Director Jason Mitchell how much ARPA money has been received so far.
Did DPW receive any ARPA funding?
Yes, we were in line to receive $15 million.
15 million. You are in line to receive, but you have not to date?
Yes.
Is that in the latest, like the $80 million tranche of it?
Yeah, so we're receiving $15 million.
Well, this comes after a hearing with the ARPA office yesterday left council members with more questions than answers about how Baltimore's federal money is being spent. Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost continues our team coverage with the questions about who's getting the money and who isn't.
The fire union president says the agency needs more money to help offset the cost of investing for various equipment. They say the mayor's office has not been responsive. And now the city council is learning the city has already committed all of that $641 million it got from the federal government.
The Baltimore City Fire Department facing an equipment crisis.
We have units that are out of service. They're not being staffed because they're broken.
The two fire unions joining forces to send this joint letter to City Council pleading for help.
Requesting that ARPA money be used to make a one-time purchase of multiple trucks and engines to help us get through this over the next few years. This could be a stopgap till the funding sources are found.
Fire Union President Rich Langford says those requests have fallen on deaf ears.
To this day, we have not heard anything back from the mayor's office in regards to that fund. It is absolutely a morale buster in this department.
That news coming as a shock to some on the city council during budget hearings this week.
You guys are getting zero ARPA dollars.
But it's not the only thing city leaders have learned throughout this budget process. During the budget hearing for the Office of Recovery, which was created by Mayor Brandon Scott to oversee the city's $641 million tranche of cash from the federal government, it was revealed all of the money has suddenly been committed.
I didn't see that we got to the to the full 641.
Because you didn't see an announcement doesn't mean that the information was not made available.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me.
Councilman Yitzy Schleifer says he wants to know how the Scott administration quickly allocated the rest of that money and why the council wasn't more involved.
We've been discussing what our priorities are as a council since the beginning of this ARPA money.
Especially after a Fox 45 News investigation revealing Director Shemaya Kearney was shielding some details from the public and the council about the ARPA selection process.
There's just been spending it, creating a new unfunded future liabilities, creating a lot of positions for a lot of groups that come next year, year after that. They'll have no funding for them, as opposed to investing it in things that are important for the citizens of Baltimore, like our basic city services.
Looking at the city's database, millions of dollars have been given to nonprofits and quasi-government agencies like the Downtown Partnership getting $1.6 million, $300,000 for the Ambassador Theater renovation, or $4.8 million for the Cash Campaign going toward guaranteed income payments. Does that raise any red flags to you that certain nonprofits and quasi-government agencies are getting ARPA funding when city agencies as important as the fire department are not?
Yeah, that's very concerning. It was quite surprising to learn that last night.
Now, the fire department left waiting to find out if funding for their needs will be granted.
Our members were on the front lines doing their job, protecting the citizens. And to know that the city government kind of doesn't really appreciate that, it puts a bad taste in the member, and that could be the huge issue we're having with retention and recruitment in this department.
The council will bring back the Office of Recovery Friday evening for another round of questioning, trying to get more answers about how the Scott administration plans to spend all of this money. In the newsroom, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.